Hello and welcome back to another part of What If Luffy Was Never Born or Shadow Piece. So now, as always, I hope you're going to enjoy this video because today we're going to experience the fifth part of the third act already. And I can just say, well, there's a certain Phoenix who's doing a lot this episode. Now, as always, I would really appreciate it if some of you or all of you pressed like the like button and follow button, and we'll come back for new episodes or some discussions I'll do in the future or some new projects that are going to start pretty soon. So now let's get right into it. All of the Thriller Pirates are united as one group, and the entire life stage is silent. With the appearance of Whitebeard and Ace, the raid is going as expected from the Alliance, but the Beast Pirates, well, the Beast Pirates have been surprised multiple times already. They didn't expect Moria and all the other people to actually have Whitebeard on their side. But didn't Whitebeard die? Well, there's a lot of questions here. Like, Sasaki also learned that his drinking buddy Kyoshiro is not actually an ally because he's a member of the Scabbards. And we also see the Ming tribe fighting against Jack and all of his forces. While all of the Mings transformed into the Sulong forms, they obviously are really powerful. But at the life stage, the Thriller Pirates are being attacked by two of the numbers, Goki and Juki. So while this was going on, King orders all of the Tobiropo that they need to stop the Yamato search for now, and they need to focus on the battle that's going on right now because there is a lot going on and these enemies are a bit stronger than they actually expected. So Drake gets approached by Who's Who, and Who's Who proposes that why don't they take down Queen together in this chaos, because Who's Who wants the position of Queen. But this quickly turns out to be a trap, because both Hawkins, who's also there, and Who's Who know, or at least expect, that Drake is a traitor, because they know that Drake was the one who freed Law in the Flower Capital after he got captured by Hawkins. So there's a lot going on here already, and with his cover blown, Drake just has to run away, and he fights his way through many of the Beast Pirates, gifters, pleasures alike, until he reaches the life stage as well. So at the exact moment where Moria pummels Goki in the ground, Drake also arrives and attacks Juki, making a swift attacks. I think he uses a rapier and an axe and takes care of Juki as well. So here Drake sees Moria and just like Drake wants to join up with them, because even though like in the actual version of One Piece, Drake asks Luffy to join up with him because he knows from Kobe that Luffy is actually a pretty nice guy. But here, he doesn't necessarily know that Moria is that good. He obviously is one of the Marines who knows a bit better how to judge people. Like, he's a truly good Marine who's out there to try his best to save the people. And, well, the newspapers he received from some places, they have said that Moria has done some good deeds in the past, like fighting against Caesar Clown is somewhat considered good. He made a mess out of Big Mom's place, and he also made sure that Doflamingo got captured. So there's a lot going on that actually states that Moria is not that bad of a guy. So Drake says, why not make an alliance with me? And Moria thinks, well, this is not the first time I used the Marines for my own good, so I will agree on that. So Moria and Drake form an alliance here right now. But this is not all where we have it, because Drake is still a bit of a wild card, because what is he really up to? He's a Marine here, so there has to be more going on, and Moria understands that. Drake just skipped out or jumped out of the Beast Pirates group and back into the frying pan, and now wants to ally with Moria to make sure that whatever is his plan will succeed, and that's most likely taking down Kaido. So, two of the Tobiropo now know who Moria is and want to redeem themselves after being defeated already once. Ulti and Page 1 try to block Moria from getting to Kaido, but before they can actually get to Moria, they get stopped by two other members of the Thriller Pirates, namely Perona and Zombie Ace. So somewhere else, Apu also tries to attack Moria, but this time with this newly gained knowledge that Moria has from Killer and other people, he easily counters the Devil Fruit powers from Apu and just sends him flying somewhere else. So 3 of the numbers have already been defeated. And Apu tries to summon Hacha, the 8th number, to fight as well. But Hacha is, well, he's a bit simple-minded and just chased after Kumashi, thinking that he's just a toy or something. Like, in the actual version of One Piece, he chased after the General Frankie, so the General Shogun, thinking it was a toy. So now he's chasing after Kumashi, thinking it's a toy, because Kumashi is actually pretty much a toy. He's a teddy bear, so that's fitting, I guess. So after Maria left the live stage, Ryuma approaches Drake, putting his hand on the Marine's shoulder. And normally, well, this would be Zoro threatening Ryuma. Not Ryuma, Zoro threatening Drake, because he doesn't trust him. Because Zoro is not as simple-minded as Luffy, and it's just like, dude, you just betrayed the Beast Pirates, and you are also a Marine actually, so how can we trust you? But Ryuma does this in a more threatening manner. He approaches him, lays his hand on the shoulder of Drake, and just says something like, with the hand very close to his neck, he releases an enormous wave of Conqueror's Haki and just says, "My captain might be using you to increase our strength, but if you dare to do anything I consider bad for us, consider yourself dead, tiny lizard." And together, they then try to stop Apu from gathering and controlling the other numbers, but, well, they also get interrupted by an attack from Queen, who was targeting them from the castle's balcony. So, here we are. Ryuma is menacing. He still has like this appearance of a corpse here and there, but he's looking more menacing than ever, closer to when he was alive than before. So, Drake? I feel like Drake would have known who Ryuma might be, so he probably is very scared of this scenario of seeing like a living legend here who has been dead for over like multiple centuries, and now he's being threatened by the sword god himself. So this is probably going to keep him in check for now. But now let's continue. At the top of the Skull Dome, Inu and Neko managed to defeat Jack, and the rest of their tribe also won against Nangi, the 9th number, and the other Beast Pirates. But because of their Sulong form, they collapsed on the ground, now recovering their strength, because we all know how much of a toll the Sulong form takes on their body. And Kaido sees that. Kaido sees Jack defeated or very badly hurt and just shouts to him that he needs to take care of himself and tend to himself, go back for now and just make sure that he gets back when he's feeling better. And then he fires off a bolo breath at the scabbards. And this is supposed to be a very powerful fire-based attack. It's nothing for the scabbards because Kinemon has the ability to cut through fire. So he cuts the flame in half and manages to cut a part of Kaido's mouth as well. With this move, Kinemon declares that none of the scabbards would run away. All of them are ready to die fighting. So the scabbards are now fighting against Kaido up there on the rooftop. And together as a team, the scabbards are able to land multiple hits on Kaido, including a team combo attack on the scar Oden created in his battle 20 years ago. Meanwhile, in the front of Onigashima, Perospero meets Big Mom, because he joined forces with Marco some time ago, and Marco helped him to actually get to the island. So Marco and Perospero went into this alliance thinking that they don't want each other to be an opponent, because they know how strong the others are. So the eldest son asks Big Mom for the current situation. She doesn't really say that she's fully working with Kaido, as she also intends to make the Strawhat Pirates part of her crew. So Perospero is basically not allowed to fight against Kaido's people and against Maria's people. And now back to the scabbards. Despite all of them using their best techniques, they could only manage to cut Kaido on a few parts of his body. The Dragon Duck God is just way too powerful for them, and he still says confidently, scabbards have no chance of winning. And this time his attack is too fast for most of the scabbards to dodge. Most of them can just barely dodge out of the way, tumble out of the way, but Kiku, she's not as lucky. One of Kiku's arms gets amputated by this attack from Kaido. And in the Skull Dome we see Maria, Absalom and Ors running towards the rooftop. But for now they have to fight several gifters to get there in time to fight against Kaido before all the scabbards might already be dead. So in the live floor, Queen started a viral outbreak like COVID-19 to increase the chaos even more. furthermore, he also left only one existing vial of antibodies, and that one he left with Apu. And Apu is he's a bit crazy. So everyone, Beast Pirates and the Alliance alike, started chasing after Apu. Scratchman Apu is now the enemy of everyone. But all of Maria's zombies, well, they are immune to the virus. They are already dead. So this zombie virus of this Oni virus something, Ice Oni I think it was, that doesn't matter to the zombies, because they are already dead, so they can't die anymore and their bodies don't even feel pain. So they can just continue fighting against the Beast Pirates while they are suffering from this virus. So here we are. Somewhere else, Momo and Shinobu were found by Sasaki and his armored squad. Obviously they demand Momo's death, but Shinobu tries her best to protect the young Kozuki, but she gets defeated. Before Sasaki can kill Shinobu, however, Yamato finally arrives, just like she promised Maria. She will protect these two, even if she has to die for it. She made a promise with Maria, and promises are never meant to be broken, because she still has this promise with one friend she hasn't met in years. And now we come to this clash. Marco and Big Mom have a short clash in the live stage as well. Perospero, now thinking that Big Mom is actually fighting against Marco, he just thinks like, well, alone I couldn't fight against the Phoenix, but maybe with Mama. So now he also tries to attack Big Mom, Marco, but his attack gets interrupted by 3 Minks. That's one more Mink than in the canon version, and you might already know who it is. It's Carrot and Wanda, both in their Sulong forms, but there is another Sulong Mink with them, and that Mink is already set up to fight against Perospero, and well, I just misspoke, so you probably heard the name. This Mink is Pedro, because Pedro is not dead. Pedro didn't need to sacrifice himself back in Whole Cake Island. He's still alive, and now he's here in his Sulong form to fight together with Wanda and Carrot against Perospero. He gets his chance for a real fight against this firstborn son of the Big Mom pirate crew. Big Mom decides that her battle with, well, Marco is not really worth her time. She knows that Marco is strong, but she's here for the new generation, who actually want to fight against Kaido and take on the positions of Yonkos and all these things. So now, she just goes somewhere else. Apu is still trying to run away, while getting rid of his pursuers. But Ryuma and Drake both are not making it easy. So, meanwhile, somewhere else, Hawkback noticed that he somehow got pushed over by someone infected by the virus, and thus also contracted the virus himself. And now he is getting a bit scared because he now actually needs these antibodies himself and needs to make an antidote for him. So elsewhere, Ulti and Page 1 are having a battle with Perona and Ace. Zombie Ace is trying, but he can't use either Ace's Devil Fruit powers, because they are now with Sabo, and he can't use Dofi's Devil Fruit powers, because he has the shadow of Doflamingo, but obviously Doflamingo is still alive and has his own Devil Fruit. So for some people, like with the canon version, Ors was able to stretch his body because that's something that Moria made possible. Because Moria used his shadow powers to make Moria stretchable in some way or the other. But here, making flames and strings, that's not in Moria's power, moveset yet. So now Moria is going to do something else, but Page 1 manages to grapple Doflamingo and Ace Fusion, I would say. So let's continue here. We have Perona against Ulti. Ulti gets bombarded by multiple of the different explosive holes, but her ancient Zoan durability makes her push through all of the explosions until she grabs Perona by the neck and slams her on the ground. Basically the same scenario as with Nami. Ulti offers Perona to let her live if she denies that Moria will become the Pirate King. But this is to be expected. Perona is basically the daughter of Moria. She trusts this man, her father basically, more than anything else. So she refuses and goes as far to say that there is no one in this world who can stop Moria now. Because she saw Moria train with Yuma, Kinemon, she saw Moria do stuff on Zoe, she saw him do the things or heard the stuff that he did on Whole Cake Island. She knows how strong her captain, her basically adoptive father is, and she trusts in him more than anything. So even while being on the ground, Perona continues to shoot all kinds of ghosts at ulti. The explosive ones also damage herself, because obviously ulti and is pretty close to her, so the explosions hit her, like hit her as well. And she's like I said, she's a class cannon, so she gets pretty hurt from these explosions, but she doesn't stop. She shoots all variations here. She has freezing hollows, she has burning hollows, and the negative hollows, and more and more and more hollows. But why don't you say what other variations she might have? Because now the explosive hollows, the freezing hollows, the burning hollows, and the negative hollows, they're not all. She probably has more of them prepared, because this Perona is pretty powerful after training with Mihawk and now having all of these battles under her belt as well. But all this doesn't stop ulti. But after Perona basically already signed off thinking, I did what I could. This was probably not enough to take down one of the Tobiroppo, one of the biggest people in Kaido's crew. But Maria, she probably sheds like a single tear or some tears, thinking like, I really wish that Moria was here to save me, but then she gets saved by someone else. For a kick, ulti gets sent flying, and the kick, no, it's not Sanji. I have to disappoint you, it's not Sanji. The Big Mom Pirates are still on the Big Mama, like on the Chanter ship, and are still climbing the waterfall right now. And they are going to have a hard time to get to Onigashima after the end of this video. So Tama and Komachiyo arrived here and saved Perona, because Komachiyo is this big giant dog, and he managed to make like a back kick, sending ulti flying. And Page 1, who grappled Doflameso earlier, basically lets go of him and looks after his sister, because he's a bitch, but not a bitch. He's kind of a siscon. He's really taking care of his sister, and well, he needs to rush after her. So here we are. Kumashi is with Hachan. And also, like, Hachan is chasing after Kumashi. He just runs away somewhere. And by accident, he basically stumbles into Yamato's battle against Sasaki. Sasaki and the Armored Division. But Yamato assumes that this teddy bear is basically some weird race she has never seen before, because she never left Wano before, and she's met some of the minks or seen them on the battlefield, so maybe this is some variation of a mink, or this is something else. She's not really sure about it, but she's pretty sure that this thing is an ally and not a member of the Beast Pirates. So she just thinks that Hacha, who made a hole in the ground, is that Kumashi made it possible for Yamato to escape from the situation, and he wants to take this fight over. He's trying to help her. So Yamato knocks out Hacha and jumps into the hole that was created by one of Hacha's attack trying to attack Kumashi, making an easy escape for her, Momo, and Shinobu. Leaving Kumashi with, obviously, if you forgot, Kumashi has Jack's shadow in him to fight against Sasaki and his troops. But somewhere in the basement we have Law finding one of the poneglyphs, but Law states that that is not the poneglyph he was looking for. And now we go deeper. We see that Moria, Absalom, and Ors continue their ways up, and then they get joined by Kid's group to prepare for the battle against Kaido. And Kid is gathering more and more scraps, like already having a lot of them, like gathering around him with his magnetic abilities, because he wants to use that as an attack against Kaido in the big fights. But then Absalom hears a woman screaming and says that he has to go and save the maiden in need. Moria basically just facepalms and says, do whatever you deem necessary. And after Absalom is gone, he adds on to that and just says, I really hope that this phase would stop, but apparently Absalom is stuck in his perfect stage. Absalom rushes away, only to get trapped into the nets of Black Maria. Big Mom makes her way up to the rooftop as well, to see the battle of Maria against Kaido and have some fun herself with the other members of the Worst Generation and people who are going to go there. So now, currently on the rooftop, Kaido is mercilessly massacring the Red Scabbards. Even though I might add that this Kinemon version is stronger than the canon version of Kinemon, as he trained with Moria and Ruma, who are both like very strong swordsmen themselves. So Kinemon got stronger through this training and learned a few tricks, but this hardly matters in the battle against Kaido, basically. So with the hole from the rooftop, the people from the live stage can not see what's going on there, but there is a connection there, which leads us to this situation. With Big Mom jumping up there and like some vibrations going on, Kikunojo's arm that was cut off by the attack from Kaido falls down and falls also into the vision of Ryuma. He sees that and he recognizes that the armor on the arm and that is part of Kiku's body, so he gets disappointed in himself. He's just chasing after some rookie, namely Apu, just to get these antibodies to save some of the people here. But the younger samurai are battling against the enemy's leader, and he can just not stand by. He wants to help them. So Ryuma threatens Queen to stop this madness. And while this is going on, Marco arrives on the live floor. Seeing Ryuma chase Apu, Hawkback infected by the Ice Oni virus, and most importantly, Whitebeard. So Marco sees this, and tears come out of his eye. He's experiencing many different feelings. So when Marco shows up, a huge earthquake hits Onigashima. Some people think it's Whitebeard's doing, because they know that Whitebeard has the earthquake fruit, or the quake fruit, or the Gura Gura no Mi, whatever you want to call it. He has this power to create earthquakes, and they know his powers and story. But Marco, however, knows that Whitebeard is dead, and that Blackbeard has now the Gura Gura no Mi. So this is the thing. Yamato is trying to find a way out of to the ocean to let Momo escape. However, when she arrived on the edge of the island, something was different. The island was not at sea anymore. The island started to float, started flying, and that is because of Kaido's powers. Kaido's powers made the island fly up, and now this is the start of Kaido's new Onigashima project, where he wants to bring Onigashima over to the flower capital and drop it on that place to eradicate everybody in the flower capital and make Onigashima part of mainland Wano. But this plan, because I don't know if Kaido thought about that, because normally I don't know if you would thought about that if in the canon Moria would attack, because this part here splits up Onigashima from ocean water, and ocean water is the biggest weakness for Moria's zombies. But now all of the beast pirates don't have access to ocean water anymore. So even if until now they had the connection to ocean water and gathered some ocean water to get rid of some zombies, from this point onwards, while still thousands of zombies are running around this island, they don't have any salt water to get rid of these zombies. And these zombies don't feel pain. They don't tire. They basically need to be cut off, cut into multiple pieces to stop chasing and fight against these people. But now let's get back to Marco. So Marco is experiencing all kinds of feeling on this battlefield. These multitude of feelings. He is happy to see his pops again. But he knows that he's actually dead, so this is just a corpse. He's furious at Law and Moria for taking the corpse of his captain. But he's also somewhat grateful because now he knows for sure that the Marines didn't get Whitebeard after the battle at Marineford. And finally, he knows that both himself and Whitebeard wanted to do something for Odin, but it was too dangerous to bring all the people here when Odin was already dead and it would just be for revenge. But now he's here because he kind of was forced into it by Law and Moria. And Whitebeard, well, after all of this is over, he can just take the corpse and go somewhere else. Maybe he's going to make a deal with Moria and get the corpse to bury it once and for all. But now it's actually time to free Wano, free Odin's people. Marco flies over to Whitebeard's shoulder like he used to and just says, "Welcome back, Captain." He knows what's going on and now proceeds to help the victims of the virus. Because with the Phoenix Flames, he can at least make sure that everybody is suffering less and basically make sure that they don't die very fast. And Hawkback, together with the Mink doctors Tristan and Dr. Miyagi, they are preparing to make they want to mass produce the antibodies that they got from Ryuma, who chased after Apu earlier. So here we are, and Apu, he wants to steal these antibodies back, but well, this is a bit of a problem. Ryuma is here, Hawkback is here, And then there's also Whitebeard and Marco, and Apu really doesn't feel like he's confident in taking these things away from these people. Even if he knows that this can't be the real Whitebeard because he died, this looks like the real Whitebeard or some sort of zombie Whitebeard, because I don't know how many people actually know how the ability from Moria's Devil Fruit works. So maybe they are not sure how this Whitebeard existence here works. And that hesitation is enough for Apu to get captured in Drake's jaws in his full Zoan form. I think Drake was an Allosaurus, so he just bites into Apu and sends him flying somewhere else. And Drake also offers to join Hawkback Protection Squad to make sure that no one can attack him here. And this is the point where Marco also offers Ryuma to bring him up to the rooftop to join the battle, which Ryuma obviously accepts because he wants to save the young samurai and wants to fight together with his captain against the big bad evil guy up there on the top. But now we go over to different locations in the castle here. In the left brain tower, Kumashi uses his Teddy's left door to fend off his enemies, until he gets hit by a fully transformed Triceratops Sasaki. And when I mean gets hit, the horns from Sasaki pierce through Kumashi's paw, like one of his paws, and this is the point. Kumashi doesn't feel pain, so while Sasaki is stuck in the paws, like with his horn in the paw of Kumashi, Kumashi grapples him and just suplexes him back on the ground. And well, this Tobi-Roppo member is going to have a hard fight against this teddy bear. But now let's go over. In the third floor banquet hall, Absalom got free from some of the nets, but now has to dodge attacks from the hybrid Black Maria. Black Maria ate the spider fruit model Rosa Magali Graufogeli, I think is the name. And she's chasing after Absalom together with her subordinates. And even though he's being chased by the enemy, he kind of enjoys this moment. In the cat cafe on the 4th floor, Ors stayed behind to take care of who's who. So Moria went on to get... Moria is now alone because Absalom went to chase after this woman, and Ors stayed behind to take care of who's who so that Moria can proceed further. And we all know that who's who has the cat fruit mobile saber-toothed tiger. And well, his underlings are just like a combination of Smile Devil Fruit users who all have like cat powers or something. And it's so funny that they have a cat cafe on fucking Onigashima. So elsewhere, Ulti and Page 1 transformed into their full Zoan forms and destroy parts of the castles because they are now searching for Perona and Ace, and whoever helped these two like to get free out of their clutches, and they want to fight them and once for all finish this battle. Because not only did they get defeated by Moria, their fight against Perona and Ace also got interrupted, so they are really not on the best track record right now. So meanwhile, seeing as they couldn't get off the island anymore, Yamato thought of hiding Shinobu and Momonosuke in a storeroom, where a broken dragon statue was stored. Here Yamato talks about the story of her friend, a pirate named Portgas the Ace, which makes Momo react to something. Because Momo has heard this name before, and came out of the name of Moria when he talked about trump cards for the battle, to make Momo more confident, because Moria knows how to take care of children, and Momo was scared of Kaido. He saw what Kaido can do, and was scared, are they really able to win? And that's why Moria said a few secrets to him and said, oh, we have these trump cards of these crazy pirates. His name was Whitebeard, his name was Ace, and they are powered with shadows from some of these people. So he knows about Ace. And when the two Wano natives also learn that Yamato is Kaido's daughter, they first back off a bit, but eventually start to trust her again because obviously she already saved them and she can be trusted in more ways than one. Yamato then starts talking about Oden's journal, regarding his adventures and the future of Wano. So this journal is then handed over to Momo, who is going to read this and learn more about the past of his father and the adventure he had with Goldie Roger. And Momo also gathers his courage. After Yamato revealed all these different things, he also wants to reveal something to her. Not that he's a massive pervs and is looking at her boobs all the time, he refers to his uncle Moria, because I feel like that's something that Momo could do. He thinks that Moria could be something like his uncle or something, but it's like in Japanese culture, like this older guy who's taking care of you, who is your uncle. So he tells Yamato that Moria told him that a pirate called Ace has already died, which leaves Yamato a bit sad or like surprised and shocked, because Ace was meant to come back here and fight against Kaido together with her, but he's dead now. But then Momo adds onto that, saying like, but apparently Ace is also alive on this island right now, because Momo, like all the others, doesn't fully understand how Moria's devil fruit powers work, because he knows that Moria needs to take the dead bodies of someone, or maybe Moria didn't explain it in that sense, because Moria was like, he needs to take the bodies of people and then he can make them fight for him or something. Maybe Moria didn't explain to Momo because he didn't want to scare him or something, like, oh yeah, I need dead corpses and then I need to steal shadows of people, and these shadows are like the souls of the people. I feel like it's more Moria-like to not tell all of his devil fruit secrets here. And now let's go somewhere else, because Yamato needs to think about this. Ace is dead, but also alive on this island right now, so she can meet him again. But now we go over to this other place. On the battlefield, Queen orders his subordinates to capture Marco, who was carrying Ryuma like up to the rooftop. But these underlings, they can't deal with the second in command of the Whitebeard Pirates. So Queen and King, the two All-Stars, need to confront Marco themselves. But Marco, in this part of the story, Marco gets shown to be really powerful, maybe even stronger than these two All-Stars combined, because he manages to keep these two commanders occupied before throwing Ryuma up to the rooftop. And well, he just says like, why don't you two stay with me while this guy takes care of something what he needs to do. So Ryuma gets sent flying up there, and on the 5th floor we see now Moria. We see, like, this is, I would say it's a split screen situation, where in the one part we see Marco firing off Ryuma up to the rooftop, and then on the other part of the screen we see Moria slowly walking past the Mink tribe, who lay there completely exhausted on the floor after being in their Sulong form, and all of them are surrounded by a pile of the defeated beast pirates. Wordless, completely silent, Moria walks by them. And all of the Minks also remain silent, because they are a warrior tribe, and they know as a warrior you need to be fully concentrated on the battle ahead. So Moria now proceeds to enter the rooftop. And now let me tell you this. We are now almost at the same part where the anime is. So let's see how much longer that this what if actually will go on. But for now, this is all for this week. And this was actually a bit of a longer part compared to the last ones, like the last few weeks. And I hope you really enjoyed it, because next week we're going to continue with what I want to say is one of the best parts of Wano, the Roof Piece arc, and I'm really excited for this version of it. But for now, you can also be excited for the video on Thursday, where we're going to start on a completely new journey. We're going to meet a few new gods, I would say. But until then, I hope all of you are going to stay healthy, cultured, and most importantly, hot. Until then, why don't you subscribe to this channel for more what if scenarios, discussion, and some of my original stories that I'm planning for the future. Until then, this was all from Pyro Prima now, and take care of yourselves. Bye!